Oh, hello, Calvary's Love Youth. Welcome to Calvary's Love Youth Live. Just kidding, y'all. We have a great night planned. As you can see, I didn't paint anything. There's no way I could do any of this. Not going to happen tonight. But I actually have an amazing artist named Kristen in the house. She is absolutely amazing. And you may have known her by some of the work that she did at our Bridge Community Center. And she is going to give us even more details, which we're excited about, too. We have Gabby Ferreira. Ferreira? Yeah, she's one of my favorite people also. And we also have Bella Elliott as well. So great night planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get started, of course, we're going to check out Alyssa and the Calvary's Love Youth Live Band. Here we go. What's up, Calvary's Youth Live? So here we are, and we are going to be playing a game today. This is called Spin the Bottle Paint Edition. What's going to happen is we have water balloons filled up with paint. We have a bunch of people that are going to run. We're going to spin the bottle.
That's right! We are going to spin the bottle!
It popped me there!
You gotta pop it over your head, bro.
Really painty. Oh! Oh gosh!
Ah! Why is everybody still doing yellow? Is he me?
Oh,
That's you!
come on, you can't run.
I can run.
Come on, come on. Oh, he gets the pop. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, that
Come on, use a little.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, can't see.
Who is it? Who is it?
That's me. Oh no! Damn it! I wanted Josh for his birthday. Going yellow. Ah! Hey, nice job on the follow. What? It's you, bro. Go.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
Ah!
For a headshot.
Alright, here we go. Right, 1, 2, 3. What are you talking about? Look at you! That wasn't you! Free hit on Josiah!
Yeah, free hit on Josiah. Go ahead.
I gotta hit you.
No,
No!
Ben, no.
That's me! Don't look back! Oh, it popped in my hand! Alright, Lauren, do it to me. Are you kidding?
Alright, so for Josh's birthday, we just get to like all throw it at Josh at the same time. Let's see who can hit him.
Ready? Set. Go! Oh, missed.
Just keep chasing him down. That is just a free for all. Man, you gotta like really go at it.
Oh, sucker! Oh for 2! Oh for 2! Free!
For the win!
Is that all of them? Right in the eyes.
You did it, bro. That was epic. That's the
Oh! Oh! Woo!
Hey everyone, we are coming at you live from the Bridge Community Center in Johnson City, New York. I'm with my friends Gabby and Kristen. Gabby is a junior at JC and she has come up through our youth program here. And Kristen is a local artist who has been making waves in our community, so excited to share with you guys tonight. Kristen, can you tell us a little bit about some projects that you've been involved with?
So I have done my own art shows when I first came to Binghamton, and then I work with some summer programs, also Binghamton University, so it's a variety of projects that I've done, but it's been all fun. So
Yeah. The first time I met you was at an art show.
yes.
I won your butterfly painting.
Yes.
I remember it. So cool.
I forgot that.
Yeah. Kristen also has helped us here at the Bridge. She actually painted our dance studio upstairs.
Yes.
And there's a really exciting project that she's been working on, and we get to hear it first, what it's going to be, so we'll hear a little bit about that in a little bit. Gabby, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, like where you grew up, coming to Calvary's Love, how you got connected?
So I grew up in this area. I wasn't born here, but I mean, I was raised here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we actually found the church through Fun Fest because my grandma took us years, and then my whole family went, my mom, and then after that we just stuck to it. And
Wow.
so it's been like 9 years almost. So.
That's amazing. So you've grown up in the youth program, and
Yeah,
you've known Pastor John for years.
Yeah, actually, Pastor John's first year was my first year in youth, so like we've been through it together.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Well, Kristen is going to help us out. Gabby's actually an aspiring painter, so Kristen's going to teach us a little something, and maybe you guys will get to see the final product at the end. So, Kristen, can you kind of walk us through what we're going to be doing?
So we're going to be doing a sun, something simple today, with the wording, "You are my sunshine," in the middle, but
Okay.
first we'll be working on the sun part and
Okay.
the rays. So
Low pressure.
low pressure. We don't have enough time to do a difficult one, but yeah.
Like these ones,
Like
amazing
these.
ones.
Yeah. So I won't do that to them today, but maybe next time. So we can start with the color yellow.
Okay.
And
so
then you dip it in the water
All right.
and use your paper towel
a little dip.
like this and just kind of dampen your
Okay.
paintbrush.
Gabby, you already know all this. You're
And
like,
then you can dip it in the color yellow.
okay.
And we just take it and we make a circle.
All right, a circle.
Yep,
I can
a
do
simple
that.
circle. Do the outside first. And then we'll take our time filling it in.
Okay.
with all of yellow.
Cool.
And if you want to be fancy, you can add a little bit of red, and that makes
Oh.
orange.
Kristen, what is the new project that you just told me about a little bit before this? You said.
So I have some exciting news. I actually started a petition to have one of the downtown Binghamton streets painted Black Lives Matter.
What?
And
I think we have some pictures actually of some other cities that have done that, so
absolutely.
you can check it out.
Yeah, so I seen those floating around, and I was like, Binghamton needs this particular project. So
Yeah.
I
So how'd you get connected with all of it? What'd you do?
I literally started a petition this morning, and it just shared on Facebook, shared on Instagram.
Wow.
And the mayor ended up calling me and
Called you on your cell phone.
Yep, on
Just,
my
hey.
cell. Just hey, this is the office,
Okay.
and I was like, oh
Wow.
my gosh, and yeah, they said it was approved and they'll help out, and I go meet them tomorrow. So
That is incredible.
yeah, it's just
Ever since I've known you, you've always been making waves in our community and the art world, and I mean church. When I was
Yes.
first saved, I think you were one of my first friends at church.
yeah, I was.
It's so cool to see you flourishing and see what God's doing through your life.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how you got to the point that you're at right now, some steps you took, maybe in the community, in the art world, and all of that.
So the steps I took, I had to do a lot of inner work with God, healing from past hurts and pain. So I turned to my gift, which is art,
Yeah.
to kind of help other people heal the same way.
Yeah. Love that.
It's very important that people know that creativity could be a source of healing and getting closer with God. So I kind of show different ways they can do that with sketchbook,
Wow.
vision boards, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, you teach classes, right?
I teach classes, depending on adults and children. So
we gotta get in on that.
yeah, it's all across the board. I don't leave no one out. So
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Gabby, what has your experience been like learning how to paint, and what does that
Oh,
look
well.
like for you?
I've gone through the school system teaching me how to paint.
Yeah.
Didn't learn much there, but I
Didn't learn much there.
No,
You
tell the
mean painting,
truth.
right?
Tell the truth.
painting. But I mostly I use art as a way to just like calm down and like relieve pressure. Because
Yeah.
I'm very like in school there's a lot of pressure because I'm a, like honors student.
Yeah.
So it's just my way to wind down and
Wow.
release all the nervousness and just express myself
That's
in
amazing.
ways that.
What a cool outlet, you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take up some painting.
You should go get some art supplies and just paint whatever you feel.
Kristen, what is your what's your inspiration? Like, I know you do a lot of paintings of like side profiles and headshots and things. So can you kind of walk us through your inspiration, how you originally felt like, okay, God is putting this on my heart to paint these pieces?
Yeah. When I first started, I actually started when Philando Castro passed. He was shot in his car. And I remember seeing on CNN just people going crazy. And I just had started painting. And I was like, our people, black people, need to be seen in a different light outside of what we're judged by.
Right.
And I was kind of skeptical at first because I didn't want to make it seem like I was forcing people to buy black art, but I just stuck to the mission and it just grew. I had all different cultures buy it, and it's just taken off, and I'm so blessed that God, stuck with me through it all, because it's a scary journey. It's not easy. And you kind of stumble into activism with whatever you paint. So that's really how it started.
Wow, that's so cool. I mean, even just looking at the few paintings that you brought here, you represent so many skin tones, and it's not just a exclusive thing. And I love that. I love how expressive your artwork is and the colors that you use. And
Thank you.
Yeah,
I just try to make it vibrant. If you look at all my artwork, it's kind of just bright.
So, tell me a little bit about what your experience was like growing up. We know that there's a lot going on right now in our world and in the media, and I think it would be so beneficial for not only girls and women to hear both of your viewpoints, but people in general. What are some things that you've walked through, and what do you think are some ways that we can be better and do better?
So I'll start when I first got to Binghamton, the art community was kind of divided, color-wise. And so I just took it upon myself to get to know people and have conversation. I think that's a tool that we can all use moving forward, is just getting to know each other and not being afraid of someone else's world.
Yeah.
Because they don't know your culture.
Yeah.
They might have never taken it upon themselves to look it up. So it's very vital to start conversation and start basic. How are you?
Yeah.
What color do you like?
Totally.
And it could start there. So,
yeah. What do you think, Gabby? What's your experience been like? What are some things that you've seen and walked through?
I think it's just really important to listen to what other people say, because no one's experiences are going to be the same. You can be born, the neighbor next to you your whole life won't have the same experiences you do, no matter color or your life. And it's really important just to hear people out. Yes, you might not agree, and some people's opinions won't change, but you really need to take into consideration not everyone is the same. And not everyone reacts the same way. And it's just really important to listen and actually listen, not just say you're listening, I'm here for you. No. You have to make sure it's actually known. So I think that's really important.
That's so good. I know when my husband and I were in Texas studying, they told us that relationships are built on love and trust, and the only way to build love and trust is T-I-M-E, time. So I think that's so good what you said, spending time with each other, hearing each other's stories. I mean, there's 3 of us here, and I'm sure we all have drastically different stories of things that were great in our upbringings and things that were maybe hard or dysfunctional. And I love what I see in both of you, bringing light to darkness and into some issues that are hard to talk about. And Kristen, I know you're somewhat of an activist, so why don't you tell us some of your experiences, maybe what did it feel like for you before everything with George Floyd kind of came to the surface? Because I know this is a conversation you've been trying to have for as long as I've known you.
It was almost like I was screaming behind a glass door. This is happening, let's start having conversation about it. And unfortunately, someone's life was sacrificed for us to have the conversation more and some changes to take place. So in a way, I'm relieved, but I'm still kind of just in pain from seeing the trauma from last week. I'm actually exhausted because it's just, shown on the news. So I fortunately have art as my outlet and God and, just really sticking to him during this time because it's hard for a lot of people. So,
How about you, Gabby? Shed a little light on that topic.
For me, I don't have a big platform. I don't have this art where I can express that self. But I try and educate my friends, the people who aren't directly affected by this stuff. Try to just educate them so they can try and understand, because not everyone will know. They haven't had the experience. Some might not even have that talk about racism against them. They just might know it's wrong. And they might know it from hearing about it, not experience it themselves. And I think it's really important. People just have to be willing to listen. Especially at times like this. You can't go around just it's not. A lot of people like to bring statistics into stuff, and it's just that. It makes it hard because that's just taking away from how we feel as people.
Totally.
And it's just, I've been trying to educate people.
Kristen and I were talking. We were talking about how, for so many people, there's so many people, myself included, before this. I've been reading things and watching things, and just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, how did I not know? How was I not aware how massive this is?
Yeah.
Because if you grow up in a family who's neutral either way, it's like being neutral is still taking a side. And I think it's so important, especially us as the church body, to be taking steps closer to each other and taking steps forward. So I appreciate you guys opening up, and I guess my last question for both of you, feel free to chime in, is what do you hope a conversation like this will accomplish long term? So like in the social media world, in our community, what are some practical things you can think of that something like this could help out with?
I think what y'all are doing is great, just bringing people on for open dialogue and sharing their stories.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. We love to highlight stories here. That's our main focus, and that's something that is our mission statement, and we come back around to that every week when we're praying for Calvary's Love Youth Live. That's what we're praying for, is that stories would be highlighted and lives would be changed. And I just want to encourage you, if this is the first time you're hearing about this conversation, sit down with your friends, sit down with your family, and listen. Listen to understand. Don't listen just to respond. And if you are feeling the presence of God for the first time, we would love to connect with you. So please reach out to us. We want to link arms with you and walk through this together. And if you guys have any prayer requests, please put them in the comments, and we have some youth leaders that want to pray with you. We'll be praying for you. But for now, let's prepare our hearts to hear one last worship song by Alyssa and the Calvary's Love Youth Live Band.
The dream, the
All right, you guys, how good is the Calvary's Love Youth Live Band? I feel like every week just better and better. They're incredible, incredible people. We have finished our paintings, so we're going to do a final reveal. Check this out, you guys. Clearly, I am not an artist.
I'm not either, honestly.
Yes, you are. So you guys totally showed me up, and Jordan's definitely not going to let me hang this in our apartment.
He might.
I mean,
it's abstract.
Okay, thanks for the encouragement, you
Bella
guys.
showed me out.
All right, next week we have an amazing Father's Day special coming up. Thanks for tuning in this week, you guys. We love you so much, and we can't wait to see you again soon. Okay, seriously.
Okay,
Mine looks
really
like
bad.
chicken feet around the outside.
I really did
Yours
show
looks like
y'all
a
out,
lot. Your
though.
handwriting looks really
You did
good.
better than me.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's buttery.